And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Well, it's never a quiet day in the Liverpool space, is it? There's always something to talk about. Guys, in today's video, we are of course going to be discussing what Fabrizio Romano has said as he's provided another huge update with regards to the Liverpool managerial hunt. Not just him, but Paul Joyce, Chris Bascom, David Ornstein, loads of journalists have came out and provided more information, and it looks like it's clearer on who we're going to appoint, with final meetings scheduled as well. Not only that, of course, guys, we are playing tomorrow as we take on Everton in the Premier League in the Merseyside derby, so there is a bit of news there as well discussing ahead of the clash. Look, we'll start with that, of course, because whilst the managerial stuff is exciting and is going to be coming very, very quickly, we still have a Premier League title to compete for, and there's still 5 games left of Jurgen Klopp's tenure, so I do want to savour them and enjoy them. Look, ahead of the clash, guys, of course, there has been some bad news, and that is that Diogo Jota is now injured and will miss 2 weeks of action. A massive blow considering he's just pretty much came back. And I said in our sort of post-match reaction, he's a player that offers something different to our forward players, and he came on, showed what he was all about, of course, in the last game of the weekend against Fulham and got his goal. But someone, I think, that does pose a bit of an aerial threat, and something can offer something different towards our other forward players that have been missing the back of the net in recent times. So a big blow there that Diogo Jota is out for 2 weeks. Hopefully it is just 2 weeks and it's not too long, but it's something that we're probably going to have to look at going forward in the future, because he's always constantly going out injured and missing key parts of the games, and I just don't want to go into the next season with the new manager, with a new manager in charge, with just loads of players that are constantly picking up injuries. It's something that we may have to assess, as stated, in the summer transfer window. Now, in other news, guys, look, the managerial search merry-go-round continues. Constantly, update after update after update, twist, turn, and it does seem as though today is no different. Look, let's bring you up to date. Of course, Ruben Amorim was seemingly the front runner for the Liverpool job over the last few weeks, since Xabi Alonso came out publicly stating that he would no longer be taking the job at Liverpool. He would not be taking the job at Liverpool and would be staying put at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, of course, Ruben Amorim was a fan's favourite. Fans were getting excited at the prospect of Ruben Amorim potentially joining. However, over the last couple of days, we just caught wind from sort of relatively reputable journalists like David Ornstein stating that the Liverpool board are probably going to be a bit more bold than popular, or brave rather than popular. And we found out yesterday that Ruben Amorim actually wasn't really that high up on the shortlist as we all thought. Of course, he flew out to London yesterday to speak with West Ham United over a potential being their manager next season, and was talked about the project and all these kind of things, but has returned back to Lisbon. We don't really know too much on that fact. Now, Paul Joyce, David Ornstein, Chris Bascom, Fabrizio Romano have came out now and stated that Arne Slot is now the front runner to take over at Liverpool. Of course, Liverpool have had direct contact with Arne Slot as a candidate for the job. One direct contact took place with Feyenoord manager, and understand one more is already scheduled as a final meeting. He is definitely on the shortlist and is currently the favourite to take over at this moment in time. That's what Fabrizio Romano had to say. Obviously, Paul Joyce echoed this as well. To be fair, when it comes to Liverpool news, I'm always thinking that he is the most reputable, and Paul Joyce basically echoed that. The Feyenoord head coach, Arne Slot, has emerged as the leading candidate in the Liverpool search for the replacement for Jurgen Klopp, and it looks likely he could be the next manager. Now, Arne Slot is a very, very interesting one, because a lot of people aren't really happy in the Liverpool fan base. If you take to social media, people feel a bit sort of underwhelmed at what he's all about and what he's kind of doing. But again, look, we don't know too much of him, and to be fair, guys, I'm bringing you the news at this moment in time, so I'm not going to kid on that I know a lot about him. I will do my research, and we'll do my due diligence, and we'll do a real big deep dive on Arne Slot in an upcoming Managerial FC video, so stay tuned for that in probably like 24 hours to 48 hours. We'll have a real deep dive and go through everything sort of tactically. But a little bit about him is that he just come off the back of winning the KNVB Cup, which is like the Dutch FA Cup at the weekend there. Prior to that, of course, they did win the league title last year, Feyenoord. And Arne Slot is a man that has already been offered a Premier League job before. He actually rejected Tottenham Hotspur last summer. Feyenoord isn't his first job in management. He obviously started at AZ Alkmaar, who are out in the Dutch Eredivisie, the sort of the fourth big team within Holland, if you like. And as stated, as a manager so far, he has won the Eredivisie, the KNVB Cup, and he also took Feyenoord Rotterdam to the Europa Conference League final, where they actually lost to AS Roma, Jose Mourinho's AS Roma. They've done fairly well in Europe as well recently as well. I think qualified. I didn't think they qualified. Did they qualify for the Champions League? Last 16, I can't remember. Did they qualify? They were in a group with Atletico Madrid, Celtic, and somebody. I can't think off the top of my head if they qualified or not. Either way, they did qualify for Europe after Christmas. Maybe it may have been the Europa League. I can't quite remember. Potentially the Champions League. I'm not too sure. But has a good European record at this moment in time as a manager. He's fairly young as well. He's 45. And as stated, he's currently the front runner to take over the Liverpool managerial job at this moment in time. It's very, very interesting at this moment in time for Liverpool. But Arne Slot is now the top of this candidate list. Now, do let me know your thoughts on Arne Slot. Is he a manager that you would like to see take over the helm at Liverpool? And really, to be honest with you, the fallout from the fans on social media do seem as though that this guy isn't that good. Fans don't really like the idea of having Arne Slot as the manager. But one thing I do think about football fans is they can be fairly give diagnoses far too quick, don't know anything about him, and maybe just look at the guy and think, actually, he's not capable of being the manager of this football club. But look, guys, Michael Edwards, the hierarchy, and everyone in the top making this decision will be doing their due diligence. They've had a long, long time to be doing their due diligence. So if it's someone that they fancy, there would have been research going into there. I don't think we're at the hands of idiots. I think we're at the hands of very, very smart people that will pick the right man for the job. So yeah, Liverpool fans, that's the breaking news I've got for you today. Do let me know your thoughts on Arne Slot. Do you think he'll be the manager of Liverpool Football Club going into next season? And is there someone else that you kind of prefer? As stated, let me know down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and remember to check out copyrightklothing.com, where we have got all the Liverpool t-shirts available on our website. So as stated, browse the collection. New designs are coming towards the end of the season, and these designs will no longer be available. We've got some really, really cool Jurgen Klopp ones, so there'll be legacy pieces, guys, so do browse the collection. Link is in the description or copyrightklothing.com. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Push.